What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys an NBA Friday edition of my DFS podcast. We have a nice 9-game main slate to kick off our very busy weekend here. We got the NFL playoffs starting tomorrow, and we got 2 games, and then we got 2 games on Saturday and 3 games on Sunday to kick off things. It should be very exciting. I have playoff groups open for FanDuel and DraftKings right now, so DM me to get in. It includes cash and GPP for full roster slates and single game slates. There'll be plenty of single game slates as we get down towards the end of the playoffs. So hopefully you were a part of the hybrid lineup last night for FanDuel. The DK cash lineup also did well. The FanDuel cash ended up hitting 50-50s. All in all, a pretty decent night. Let's get GPP back into the mix. Steph Curry kind of ruined that GPP lineup last night. The Warriors got absolutely dismantled by the Bucks. I had the Bucks money line on my card, but I wasn't expecting it to be a game like a blowout, so that was pretty surprising. Let's look at tonight's slate. Like this video, make sure you're subscribed. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. So this the best game tonight is the Rockets and the Kings. It's gonna have a ridiculous pace. I think it's at a 238 over under right now. Both teams have some pretty decent offensive weapons, but they don't play a lot of defense. I do think this game is going to score a bunch of points, obviously. It's the highest over-under I've seen all year. 238 is massive, so you're going to have to get some exposure to that game. It's a little bit of a question on who is the right play in that game. So we're going to get into things here. For point guard, let's look at Cade Cunningham. They are at home against the Raptors. There's still a chance of a blowout. It is the Pistons. So whenever you pick anyone on the Pistons, there's a chance they get blown out. Cunningham, 6,000, only needs 30 fantasy points. That's one of the cheaper prices we've seen on him in a while. He has great upside, but they are 9.5 point underdogs. There's a chance they get blown out, and Cunningham has been kind of a roller coaster as of late. He's really showing that he's a rookie. He's good, but his inconsistency makes it a little risky to pick him. Maybe leaning towards more of a GPP play tonight outside of cash. Just because he hasn't really hit that mark in the last 4 games, except that one game, which kind of made no sense against Utah, his hardest opponent. But before he was hurt, he was showing consistency here. It's just as of late, he hasn't been great. We know the minutes are going to be there. It's definitely a guy on my radar tonight. I just don't know if I'm throwing him in cash right now. For shooting guard, let's go to that Kings and Rockets game. Halliburton, he should strive in this nice fast-paced game. He's a big stealing kind of guy. He likes playing with a lot of pace, getting a lot of assists. Points are just a bonus with him. He's more of a facilitator than De'Aaron Fox. Fox is more of a scorer than Halliburton, which is kind of weird because Fox is the point guard. But they kind of switch roles. Halliburton seems to act like the point guard, even though he's taller and shoots more threes. Fox kind of scores the ball more, but his assist numbers have been great over the last 3 games, 9, 8, and 10. He needs 38 fantasy points to hit value. He's done that in 4 out of the last 5 games, 3 out of the last 3 games. So he's playing well. This is the best matchup he could possibly have against the Rockets. So I am certainly looking at Halliburton. I had him against the Lakers last game, and he did not disappoint hitting value. Small forwards, stick with the Kings here. Harrison Barnes, maybe more of a GPP play because, like Cade Cunningham, has really struggled to show consistency. He started the year off so hot. And then he's kind of, fizzled out a little bit. He plays the minutes, he starts. It's just so weird that he can play 30 minutes and only get like 15 to 20 fantasy points. He's done that almost too often in the last 2 weeks. A great game last game, 37 minutes against the Lakers. Hopefully that gets him back on track. He only needs 27 fantasy points to hit value. And like I was saying with Halliburton, It couldn't be a better matchup. This game is just going to be so fast-paced, and both teams are pretty sloppy on offense. There should be plenty of stocks involved, stocks being blocks and steals. They'll turn the ball over. Harrison Barnes can get involved. Halliburton's a great stealer. There should be plenty of fantasy points. You got to target this game. I don't know if I'm locking Barnes in cash. Maybe a GPP play. Not included in this video or as my 5 plays. He's kind of similar to a Kevin Porter Jr. on the other end. Similar salaries and similar consistencies. Kevin Porter has not been consistent either, but he has great upside and should play plenty of minutes. And then on the other side of things, the absolute lock in this game, the only guy that I am not questioning in this game is Christian Wood. He will most likely be on all of my lineups tonight. 7,200, not high enough. He was 7,000 last slate, and he did really well for us against the Spurs. 31 minutes, a double-double, 44 fantasy points. He only needs 36 tonight, and I think he has 50-point upside easy tonight. I would not be surprised if he gets towards 50. He should absolutely destroy the Kings, and the Rockets should be able to stay in this game. They're only 5-point underdogs. The Kings are not really a team that blow out anyone, so I expect Wood to have a ceiling type of game tonight. And then for center, Clint Capella has already been ruled out. It's kind of an easy play. It's not impressive. It's not fun. I don't feel great doing it. You kind of just eat the chalk with Okongwu tonight. His price hasn't changed since last slate. He was like 70% owned in cash games last slate. Probably a similar thing here tonight. Expect him to get around 25 minutes tonight. He could possibly get towards 30. Gorgui Dieng came back last game. I thought that was going to eat into some of his time, but I don't even think Dieng saw the court. So Okongwu is their consistent backup center here behind Capella. And he's really going to match the minutes that Yurtseven on the Heat sees, because they don't really have another big guy. They have John Collins, but Okongwu's a true center. I expect him to be out there for at least 25 minutes. Is this game at 7? It's at 8. We should probably still get the starting lineup before lock, but either way, he's, if you want to fade him in tournaments, that's certainly fine. There's a chance he doesn't even get 20. But for cash games, he's kind of a nice cheap spend down. Makes it easy to build up the rest of your lineup. Again, he's just a guy that should be on your radar. I don't necessarily love him, but he should just throw him in and kind of don't really overthink it in cash games. That'll sum up today's video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Again, if you want to get a part of the NFL playoffs, DM me. We have a busy weekend ahead. Let's continue to roll in NBA. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I'm signing off. See ya.